welcome back to One Mic Media. And we're back here on this Sunday to discuss Power Book 4, Season 2, Episode 2. And I could not do this, and she was missed last week, but she is back, the one and only, with her facts and opinions and wonderful thoughts. My girl, Miss Michelle. What's going on, Michelle?
Hey, honey, I'm back.
She's back, back like she never left. So, how you doing? How you been? You ready? You ready for the season to get going? And you know,
I'm good. I've been blessed, and yes, I've been waiting this whole time for this season, and it's kicked off pretty good. So I'm excited.
all right, all right, all right. So, this episode starts right where the last one left off after Tommy killed Chewie for leaving his crew to roll with Jannard crew. We get this detective now. We got, because I was telling E last week, this season we got more of a police presence in the show than we had last season. So we get the detective, and he is on the scene, and he gives some money to the homeless guy to get information, find out that's why he got killed, because he kind of left one crew for another. How you feeling about this whole having police and detectives and FBI and all this stuff on the scene now?
So let's go back to Chewy, right?
Yeah,
So I'm
sure.
glad Chewy was in and out,
Okay, all right.
in and out. But that the police presence was the thing that was lacking from last season.
Yeah,
But when you think about it, right, we had to build up all the crime and the presence of the crime before we could have, a decent police presence. So now you got the DEA, the FBI, the local police, all on the scene now,
right.
trying to figure out who Tommy is and what CBI involvement is and whatnot. So I'm here for it.
Okay, okay. Um, I agree too. I think it was lacking in last season, but I understand what it needed. But I like to have them somebody on them, kind of like as well as the other drug dealers and stuff like that. So and Chewie had to go. Um,
He
you know,
had to.
he had to go. I'm with Tommy. But speaking of that, Tommy, the next scene, Tommy rolls up on Diamond, trying to handle his business, get some games and stuff like that. All of a sudden, Tommy roll in there. But they had that conversation where he tells him, "I killed Chewie. Diamond don't like things to be handled different ways." And also he tells Diamond he's still trying to go after whoever killed Liliana. Diamond and Tommy are kind of opposing on how they handle things, and Diamond not really into just like violence, violence, violence. How you feel about that scene between Diamond and Tommy there?
So in that particular scene, it took me back to the original series
Okay,
with Ghost and Tommy. You
okay,
know, before we could say that Ghost went out of the game, they still handled things very differently and had
yes,
opposing opinions on how things should be handled.
hmm
So in this particular dynamic, we see that, we have a New York style, we have a Chicago style. We have the style of somebody who's been free this whole time. We have the style of somebody who's been locked up the majority of the time. You
hmm
know,
yeah,
so it's interesting to see how they both approach the same problem differently.
hmm I agree, I agree. Um, so speaking of that, the next scene we do get your boy Jannard was having a lot of problems this season. But his crew finds out he goes to tell his crew that Chewie's dead. They find out that some of the Tommy that did him. His crew is now at this point gung ho go after Tommy. At this point, Jannard co-signs it. Let's go get Tommy. So what do you think about Jannard and his crew? How they feeling about Tommy killing Chewie and stuff like that?
It's a matter of time. It's a matter of time before Jannard gets got because
Okay,
now he has four teams against him.
at least three.
No, four. His own,
Yeah.
and then
Oh yeah, his own. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
his
yeah.
own.
Right.
The other part of CBI, because his own is what treason, right?
Right, right. It's
They're
treason.
treason.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
treason.
Yeah.
The other part of CBI,
Yeah.
the third, and eventually Hefe once you don't pay Hefe back.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
know, and then probably the shorties, so five. But yeah, Jannard has to go. His team in the beginning, we saw where he shared that Chewie got killed. Of course, they
hmm
want to ride for Chewie. Chewie was their dog.
Right.
Chewie was their mate. But at the same time, I think Jannard's misstep is that he continues to control them by fear.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
but
And isn't it kind of
eventually,
like low key Jannard's fault, right? Because wasn't he the one who got Chewie to go to trees in the first place? So he could have left Chewie alone. But he rolled up on him in the basketball court or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, but see, I agree and disagree because Tommy had it out for him from the beginning anyway.
okay.
You know, so whether Jannard was in it or not, Chewie was going to make his own decisions regardless of how he wanted to handle. I mean, regarding how he wanted to handle his interaction between CBI and treason,
Okay.
and Tommy was going to get him anyway.
Right.
That was just a matter of time.
Okay, I got you. All right. Speaking of Tommy and his killer self, he rolls up on our boy Victor, and this season, I want to hear what you said. Think about Victor this season. He's been mourning still, Gloria, kind of grieving. You know, this, that, and the third. At this point, he's at the gravesite, and Tommy knew he would be there because it's where I guess where you're always at. And Tommy is like, roll with us. Victor's like, nah, but also he asks Victor, do you know who killed Liliana? And Victor's like, no, he don't. But even though he do know it's Claudia or whatever like that. How you feeling about Victor this season? Him at the grave and still mourning, all this stuff. How you been?
I think what we're seeing now is, what do you call that? The foreshadowing
Okay.
of something big to happen between Victor and his dad later.
Okay.
I think eventually Victor and Tommy are going to join forces in some way or another.
Okay.
Because as you see it, right? So here's Claudia, here's Dad, here's Victor all the way over here.
Right.
Tommy knows Victor is all the way over here,
Right.
and and also he's in a vulnerable state right now. So
Right.
Tommy eventually is going to pull him in closer to that side, and then take him away from Dad and Claudia. But see, Dad and Claudia want Victor back on Dad was back on his side to help deal with, the homies back home.
Right.
And then Claudia is trying to figure out her place in between the two. So I think Victor's ultimately going to make a decision, and probably in episode 5 or 6, maybe, start to peek towards CBI.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get somebody else's thoughts on that. We got him. He's here. Our other dude, E Money. What's good, E?
What's good?
How you doing,
What
man?
up, though? Man, I'm doing good, man. What up, Shell?
Hey! What that?
So,
What
so the team is all back, guys. So, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We should be here every week around 7. If somebody not watching football, chilling, whatever, we should be here all the time. Stuff like that. But, nevertheless, in a silk robe. But anyway, E, we talked about this a little bit last week. We talked about now with Tommy rolled up on Victor at the gravesite, and he's still mourning Gloria and all this type of stuff. And Tommy tried to get him to kind of convert the CBI, but also ask who killed his arm. How you felt about that scene? And what on that?
I'm going to be real. I thought that was real smart of Tommy, but Tommy always popping up on somebody while they at the grave visiting somebody. Y'all ever notice that?
Yeah, he had done that a couple times.
That's crazy. He got bad timing. But I thought it was smart, because if they get him for CBI, and think about it, you got the brother, then you got one of the what are they again? Polish, right?
Serbs.
Serbs.
Yeah. No, that's Serbs. Are you talking about Victor and them?
Victor, yeah. What are they?
They're not Serbian.
Irish.
Irish, yeah.
Irish mob, right.
Yeah.
So you'll have the Irish connections. You'll have the gang connections with Diamond, and then you got Tommy with his nut ass connections. I think that'll make a supreme team for real for Chicago.
Yeah, I agree. How you feeling about Victor though? I mean, he's still kind of messed up a little.
Yeah,
bit.
he's still like a real softy, man. He is a simp, man. I'm not gonna lie.
I guess
like,
he really loved Gloria.
His daddy just killed his whole shorty.
Right. Now listen, the only way I could respect him acting like this is if that shit was good. Like that shit had to be golden. You understand me? That shit had to be golden.
That's the only way though?
That's the only way it makes sense.
I hear you.
It's golden. You'll never get it again. You'll never touch it again. You'll never feel it again. Now I know why you upset.
Okay.
So you want him to confess this on episode 3.
Right.
Say Gloria had that good, huh?
Right.
I hear you. Next we get this scene with we're talking about the Irish Mafia, and we get what is that? What's the dad's name again?
I was about to say Victor.
Nah.
You talking about
what's the dad name, Michelle? The older dad. Anyway, we get him.
Flynn.
Flynn. Yeah, Flynn.
We get Papa Flynn, right? And and he meeting with his consigliere, his little side dude with somebody else about what they can sell, put on the street because they've been in a bad way, because they're out of money. They owe Dublin because the people got killed last year and stuff like that. They don't want to sell to their people, but he like to sell to anybody. So how you feel about
Right.
seeing this little luncheon scene? Let's start with Edith Thompson since you haven't been here.
All right, with the luncheon scene, right? First of all, that's some grimy ass business because you're putting bad product out. So you already agreeing to putting bad product out. So you
Walter.
Walter, that's it.
Thank
Walter, greasy ass out there putting bad product out. He
Right.
ready to start shipping bad product out. Now, the only thing I got from the product is it extremely more powerful than normal, or they're saying that it's just all the way messed up. You taste it, you do too much, you just straight die, or is it strong? Because I thought he was saying it was like too strong off the charts compared to the
That's what I
regular
heard.
meds.
Yeah.
Right. So why don't my man Walter get somebody to cut it a little bit, make it a tad bit stronger, not too much, and get it out there? You might take over Dahlia for real. Was it Dahlia, right? It was
It's
Dahlia.
Yeah, it's Dahlia.
Yeah. So you might take that shit over for real.
Okay. Michelle, how you felt about that scene?
That scene to me was important, right? So look back at last season 1.
Okay.
Walter didn't want to move anything other than what they've been moving this entire time, right?
Right.
Now he's desperate
Right.
because they got to pay that money back in a month's time.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're desperate, you make mistakes.
Yes.
So this is where we're going to see him make a lot of decisions that he normally wouldn't have made for 2 reasons. Like I said, he's desperate and he's dying.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to see a lot develop behind this new product that they want to push out.
I agree. And
I agree now.
I want to see how it competes too with Dahlia and other stuff as well. So I guess
But everybody got dying now.
Right.
Well, now,
Look, everybody got it except the sister.
yeah.
She plugged hers.
And she don't even know how it got out. She still thinking with
Right.
the
The
doctor.
lady she killed. Right.
Yeah, the chemist.
Well,
lady.
no, see, all right. So boom, that in line at the when Victor and Tommy were at the cemetery,
Yeah.
and Victor asked him, "Do you know by chance how Dahlia got out?" And he said, "Tommy said, I don't know, but if I hear something, I'll let you know." So
Right.
Victor knows Tommy has something to do with it.
Oh
And
yeah,
Tommy
yeah.
knows
Because that was the
That
same.
Tommy's gonna find out that Claudia was the one who killed Lydia or whatever her name was,
Liliana.
Oh yeah.
Liliana.
Oh yeah.
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 For
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
that whole scene was just a puffing of the chest. They already got their answers.
Tommy definitely gonna find out it was her that killed him. Or whatever. It's only a matter of time for that. What else? Okay, so next week, speaking of Claudia, we all heard now. I like the foreshadowing you keep doing. I like nice little segues. So speaking of Claudia, we see her next scene. She getting her some right now with this one dude.
I didn't like
Little bitty
that
ass
scene.
titties.
That's right. That shit looked dry as hell. She didn't even look like she was on top of him. Then she
That's
rolling her eyes.
That's
like,
hilarious. She did have an itty bitty titty committee going on a little bit, but
Some things are like overextended bee stings.
and then the nerve of you rolling your eyes, right? Like, nigga, you got bee stings, you ain't got a fatty, and you rolling your eyes. Like, come on. And the man knew she was sick in the first place.
yeah, for sure. But she showing
Waste the game.
She had sex with him for information, basically. And
Right.
She want to find out what's going on with her dad in Dublin and stuff like that. And apparently she don't care about doing that for information. Like that's what she do. How y'all felt about that whole thing? Let's start with Michelle on that.
That scene to me was a waste. But I guess, she got out of it what she needed to get out of it.
Okay. E,
That's
how
all I
you
got
felt
to say
about
about
that?
that one.
I'm gonna agree. It definitely was a waste. I'm gonna tell you one thing right here. This episode is the only episode I ever fell asleep on when it comes to Tommy.
Really?
But I had to watch it 3 times to make sure
Damn.
I ain't missed nothing. Yeah.
You know what?
TJ, wake
When
you
you
up?
say you fell asleep 3 times, I watched it once and remember everything, right? So for me, that's not good. Because normally I have to watch it 2 or 3 times just to make sure I got everything.
Right. See? It
Uh,
felt like a filler. It did feel like a filler. I'm not gonna front.
I don't agree. I thought it was better than last week to me. But we'll get to that.
That it was.
Yeah.
It was better than last week.
Yeah.
But it still was like,
I got you. Well, I'll say this: it's still my least favorite spinoff out of all of them, out of Raising Kanan and Tyreek's book too. This is my least favorite. I'm sorry. I don't know why. It's Tommy show. It should be better, but I can't tell you why. I think it might be the Irish dudes, honestly. The people.
Yeah, the Flynn's are like they're like I don't
They
know. I
boring.
can't explain it. Yeah, they're boring. They're not. They don't seem like a big bad.
Yeah.
I don't know who the big bad
this
is,
whole
but it
time,
ain't them.
Walter was supposed to be like this bad person, but I ain't never seen him do nothing. And I be all
Nothing.
scared of him like that.
Nah, Walter shot 3 of those guys in that bar.
Oh, he ain't do nothing, man. All he did was have somebody else kill Gloria. That's about it. That's all he
Right, that's it.
did. Yeah. But speaking of, not speaking of Diamond now, he rolls up on Jannard's spot, stuff like that, and goes to have a talk with his brother. Now, and they brothers, so even though they competed with each other, it's still, I guess, a mutual respect, and they family. He tells
Right.
Jannard, look, man, Tommy killed Chewie. It is what it is. But you gotta let it go because too much heat right now, too much going on. So you gotta let that thing wash. Jannard is hesitant, but I'll move forward. Eventually, he does tell his troops, like, okay, let it go for now. They wasn't feeling it. How you felt about that? I'm gonna go Michelle this time.
It was necessary
Right.
because right now they're at odds anyway, right? You got CBI, you got treason. So they're at odds, and they already know that they're causing a lot of smoke out there. So we already know the only level-headed one in the whole dynamic is Diamond. Jannard is a hothead.
Yeah.
So I know it took when you think about it, right? When they first split, it was if you see this nigga, shoot him on sight. You see that nigga, shoot him on sight. So I know it took a lot of, manpower, I don't know, to go over there and approach him and basically put out an air truce and say, hey, you already know who did it. You already know what happened. But right now, this is going to be really, really bad for all of us if you retaliate. So go ahead, calm down, calm your puppets down, and you'll be all right.
And just moving forward, how you felt about him telling them what to do to calm down and their reaction to it?
He had to. He absolutely had to. Their reaction was what we expected their reaction to be. You know what I'm saying? Jannard is the one who leads them, right? So he controls all the players. The players are upset that he made that call.
Yeah.
Rightfully so, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Rightfully wrong.
How you feel about the whole thing? The Diamond part and him telling him what to do part.
All right, so with the Diamond part, right, I didn't look at it as it was a peace offering or peacemaking. I looked at it as it was a big brother knowing where the little brother lacks at in business.
Really?
And is letting them know, like, hey, bro, like, you over here trying to go to war, you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that, but you owe money. That's the one thing you're forgetting. You owe money. The only what do diamonds say to focus on the most? The bread, the chicken, the cash. Right. What Jannard messing up? The bread, the money, the chicken, the cash. What you got to focus on? The damn money.
Right.
You got no choice. It wasn't like you was going to sit there and think to yourself like, oh, should I listen to my brother or should I? No, you have no choice. You really have no choice. This is kill or be killed right now. You playing with big bread. And I feel like he let too many people in his business.
Okay, let's stop there for a second. But how you felt about him actually telling them to fall back, the troops, and them not kind of listening or whatever, Jannard, or them being mad at him for saying, why we not going at the time for killing Chewie?
And this is what bothers me with Jannard, because now Jannard is taking some of, like, all right, I feel like Jannard, once Jannard said what he said and people had a problem with it, Jannard's cauliflower ear ass should have been whooping ass and mixed martial art niggas in front of people.
Right.
So they know not to question him again. You don't question the main man. Anytime you get questioned by other people in your organization, the other people still see that as a weakness. You can't be doing that. You got to check that shit immediately.
Yeah. Next we get Papa Flynn and Walter back at Victor's spot. He's still bitching, still moaning. He's trying to get him off his feet. He come with the opportunity, the one we just talked about earlier, help him out. And Victor's response is, look, I'll help you if Claudia's out. So, Michelle, how you felt about that whole scene right there?
They're at odds. They're at odds. Plain and simple.
E, any thoughts on that?
All right, so my problem with that is, right, their family, they're clashing, okay? I get that part. Mm-hmm. What is with Walter's obsession with his son? We obviously can see the daughter has more balls. The daughter's going to get shit done.
Tradition. The male heir.
You're right, the male heir. He keeps skipping. No matter what, he keeps going back to that.
Remember, he's from Ireland. It's old school over there.
Yeah. Like, and he's really from there, too.
Yeah, he got an accent. He's really Irish.
Yeah.
All right, so next we back in this barbershop. Barbershop packed, too. Like, I ain't no Dom Man clash like that. But the barbershop was packed. But the PO pop in there, and he like on him. Like you told us last week, but he like, I need a piss test right now. I don't care what you doing, blah blah blah. And they had to go meet with what's his name, Miguel? No, ain't his name?
Yeah, Miguel.
Yeah, Miguel.
Mhm.
But Diamond can't go because of the PO. This might be a problem a lot down the line. So, Michelle, how you feel about this whole parole officer with Diamond, and he can't make the meeting and stuff like that?
I think the PO gonna go. I think Tommy gonna knock him off.
You think so?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Tommy does not like obstacles.
Right.
And if you are a problem or an obstacle for him,
You have to
he
go.
moves you out the way.
Yeah.
All right. So Diamond already kind of softly told Tommy about that situation, right?
Right.
And then we saw the scene in the last episode where the PO was like, "Well, you can't do this, you can't do that, and expect me to pop up and can't interact with any felons, blah 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 blah." So now Tommy sees it for himself. Tommy scanned the whole barbershop, was like,
Right.
cool. This ain't gonna roll. This ain't gonna rock. This is not gonna rock. Is it
No.
that, or eventually the PO may fall in line? I don't think that's what it'll lean towards.
Right.
Especially
Right.
now because we're not getting the impression that he's gonna soften up in any way.
Right.
So I think it's more like Tommy's gonna knock him off.
Okay. So because Victor said, no, basically, without Claudia, Walter pivots. He goes to Claudia. And now he says, your brother not ready. He's still going through stuff or whatever. So I would offer you the deal. She's hesitant at first, like, nah, I don't trust you, Pop. He's like, nah, I'm ready for you to run stuff. So she accepts it reluctantly. How you feeling about that, Michelle? Let's start with you on that. Sweet.
To me, that was a clear sign of his desperation,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Clear sign of his desperation. Claudia knows, I think deep down she knows that he's only making these decisions and moves because he's running out of time to pay back that money to settle that deal, on top of being in charge because he's dying.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, she knows that he still favors her brother. She's not stupid. So she may just say yes or no to appease, but she ultimately knows at the end of the day where Walter's loyalty lies, which is with Victor.
E, how you feeling about Claudia saying yes on that situation?
All right, so again, I don't know how many times she's gonna fall for the same trick either.
I
Like
know. Okay.
you know, once your brother says, "Hey, I'm on board," or "This is over," you're obsolete. You are not a male. You're not the heir to the throne. So
Right.
therefore, you will be obsolete. Now, if the dad wanted to be smart, he could split the responsibilities. One be the heir, one run the drug game.
But nah, remember Victor said I'm out if Claudia's in. That was the issue.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. So it don't even matter. Yeah, it don't even matter. One's
Right.
gonna always be out, and the other one, whenever one is in.
Right, exactly. Okay. All right. So next we get what made the show for me was the scene where Tommy rolls up to Miguel, stuff like that. First of all, they're like, yo, where you think you're going, blah, blah, blah. Like, they don't like Tommy at all, or whatever, like Miguel and the people. But we get this shootout with the Serbs. Tommy saves Miguel. He gets shot in the process. They go up in the spot, talking about Tommy, and then the sister is there who Tommy got this crush on, helping him and stuff like that. So, E, how you feel about the whole shootout and the whole aftermath of the shootout?
All right, so I like the action a bit. Tommy overreacted when he got hit like that. When he hit that, I didn't think that was good acting as far as him being on power for as long as he did. I thought he messed up a little bit right there. Don't know why, but other than that, everything else went as planned. I think Miguel. See, I'm in this episode. I'm learning more about Miguel than before. So when you first think Miguel, you think Miguel is running shit. You know what I mean? You think Miguel is the head nigga in charge. And you find out that, like, he can barely handle the Serbs. How is he the head? Like, how is he the head nigga in charge? Everybody's scared of him, but he can barely handle the Serbs.
Miguel. I mean, the Serbs are. It seems like the Serbs are more powerful, though. You know what I'm saying?
They got a lot of men, it seems like. They got, like, a lot of bodies.
Yeah.
Disposable men, yeah.
Yeah, they got a lot of disposable people. But I don't feel them as powerful because too many people been getting at them.
Michelle, how you feeling about the shootout and the aftermath of the shootout and get yourself? personally.
We needed some action. We needed something going on, right? And the only thing that confused me out of that whole scene was Abuela and her popping up.
Right. That's what I mean. Like
her popping up. Now,
that was later.
It was still in that same stretch of time.
Right.
That same location.
Right, because I could have sworn she popped up while Tommy was still bleeding and shit. Right?
Yeah. Well, Tommy was back inside with what's her name, Maria.
Well, they pulled him inside, and
they pulled him inside. Got him patched up with the sister, and then as he was exiting with the bag of drugs.
So it seemed like the Abuela really run shit on top. Now that's
that's what I'm saying.
On top of Miguel or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody got a boss, so.
Right. But I thought we met Miguel Boss already.
Who?
The dude at the club.
Right.
Oh. Okay.
Right. I thought we met the boss already because he was talking filthy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot with Miguel, it seemed like.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But the action scene was good. It seemed like a lot, but, it seemed like it's like, I don't know what it is. It's like Miguel is under the Abuela, but also they both report to do the club. That's what it like to me. Or whatever. Like, he's like the whole, like the overboss of it all. Because when they went to, well, we get to that a little later on, stuff like that. Nevertheless,
and I want you. Can y'all check something for me too with Miguel? Because every time I look at Miguel, I'm like, he looks familiar. Is he the dude that played in Get Rich or Die Trying? Remember the one that 50 and them kept beefing with that was at the corner store? The Colombians? Yeah, just check on that for me. Because I'm looking at him, I'm like, he looked familiar.
Yeah, he did look familiar. So let me see what's next. Okay, yeah. All right, so we get your girl from the Shy, Dre, being FBI agent E, something like that.
Shy boy.
Now she in a stud number on here, but she got a little bit of stuff. Anyway, so Michelle, FBI is after Tommy now. You know what I mean? But they can't get what they need to get the task force. Now they said New York is like not helping because they said Tommy dead. Like wait, does Tommy dead? Whatever like that. So she got to. I'm going through her whole thing. So she got to get the task force. She goes to the I guess DEA. She's like no. Turn out she's dating the police guy, detective, and they need them on board.
So time out right there, right? Yeah. Because I'm glad you brought that up. I thought I heard that. I thought I saw it, but I was eating a bowl of cereal at the time, so I had looked down and I looked back up and I'm like, is those two got something going on?
Yeah, they were on a date.
I didn't rewind
and then he got a call to come about the murder, but they were on a date. He said, I got to drop you at home, basically, or whatever like that.
Gotcha.
So he's CPD. He's detective with Chicago Police Department. She's FBI, right? So she needs them on board, but apparently she already done went against them over racial stuff within the CPD. So they don't want to help her. So the DEA was like, you got to get them on board, and they give me more evidence on Tommy, then I'll give you a task force. Stuff like that. So, now that you know all that information, Michelle, how you feel about her and her character and what they're trying to do in this season?
I like her. She gives me not as involved Blanca, but higher Blanca intentions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think as the season progresses, we're going to really see her intent to really put all the players together and put the pieces together, really draw Tommy out.
Okay. What do you think about E and her task force she's trying to get, and her obstacles to get there, and also that she messed with the detective from CPD?
All right, so the one thing I can't believe is her messing with the guy, the detective. Right? It just I'm too used to seeing her a certain way. So
with the braids and shit.
Yeah, so even me seeing her trying to be feminine, I'm like.
We talking about on the Shy, Michelle. She played a whole lesbian. Is married to a lady for like the last 20 years on the show, whatever. Like
right.
So it's
oh wow.
Yeah.
The show been on that long?
Yeah.
No. The show been on 6 years, but they've been together. I'm saying the show for many years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with the Shy, it's like they got a couple actors in there switching over to the.
And she like a stud on the Shy. She always wearing like Scullies and braids and shit like that. Like
always dressed like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hair like this.
Yeah. So like it look crazy. But anyway, go ahead about her.
All right. So that that was hard for me because seeing her like that. And then like I get mad every time I deal with the cops, because it's like, all right, how many bodies these people dropping out here before y'all really get y'all shit together? Like, because it seems faster than that in real life.
Right. I agree with that. Do you think this task force will be a problem for Tommy and them? This task force?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Everybody always has a problem with the boys. Ghost had it. Tariq had it. Monet had it. Dante had it. Everybody.
Mecca. Okay.
Mecca. Right. Yeah. Mecca.
So let's begin with this boxing chick, Michelle. You talked about her last. We talked about her last week a little bit.
Oh,
so she's
yeah.
kind of like Jannard's boo, but point of the scene is that the one boy's in there and he's talking about how like Jannard gotta get it together with treason or whatever like that. And she's kind of, yo, watch your mouth or whatever. But she starts thinking like, okay, Jannard, maybe I get it together. So Michelle, how you feel about her overall? Because she weren't here last week, but also that scene as well.
She seems loyal to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is. I
You
get
know,
that.
she's very loyal to him. But at the same time, something about her, for me, doesn't quite trust her yet.
Okay.
You know, I feel like, you know, she's already coughed up. She's already offered up pussy. Now she's offering up bread.
Right.
So, from a woman's perspective, you're already too close.
Mm.
But at the same time, I think for the right dollar, sis will holler and share some information.
Mm-hmm. Okay. E, how you feeling about, you know, her in that scene with the other guy, like, you know, your man gotta get it together?
So again, remember I said I feel like Jannard got to beat one of them niggas up real bad or do something real bad to somebody to keep him in place. That's number one. Number two, I feel where Shell coming from because she might be on something, but I'm looking at it as she's trying to get her grips in so she can run half the business or be his Beyonce, like be up there in power with him to help him run shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think he needs that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because how many times Diamond got to keep saving you and telling you what to do? Nah, go ahead. What you about to say, Chef?
Yeah, because technically he on treason by himself. At least Diamond on CBI got Tommy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's true. That's
Yep.
true.
He got Tommy.
He do got Tommy. Yeah. He has treason by himself. Okay. I agree with that. I mean, I like her loyalty. I think she's gonna be around for a little while. To be honest with you, and stuff like
I hope
that.
not, because she's a bad actress.
She's a bad actress.
She is a bad actress. Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yes.
But she is gonna be
She's
around for a while.
that's somebody's relative. I'm gonna tell you that now.
Yes. Find out that's 50 cousin. But so when Tommy was fake knocked out, right? Apparently he heard the drop happened between the Serbs and Miguel. So he talks to Diamond and say, "Listen, we can capitalize on that right now. I know where it's gonna be. We can do this." Diamond a little hesitant and stuff like that, but Tommy's still like, "Yo, I want it all." So Michelle, you feeling about Tommy, his plans to capitalize on what he heard when he was, you know, supposedly knocked out?
Remember last season, the last episode, right?
Yeah.
And they were looking at that map. And Tommy said, I want the whole fucking map.
Right.
This is him moving them chess pieces.
Yeah.
Moving them chess pieces to knock out all the players. And eventually, I mean, I don't see Tommy even having any loyalty, no real loyalty to Diamond.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to use the players that he can to make the moves that he's privy to.
Right.
And this is one of them.
Okay. E, how you feeling about Tommy, his plan to, you know, I guess with that particular plan to capitalize on what he found out to get that product and stuff like that? Show you back.
Okay, so listen, I'm gonna disagree a little bit with her about him using Diamond because
Okay.
if you pay attention, Diamond be ready to cut shit short from the gate. Like that ain't my plan.
Right.
I ain't trying to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when he tries to cut shit from the gate, you notice Tommy's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like how you ain't, you know what I mean? Like, huh? Why you say that? Like, I think Tommy is looking for his ghost.
Okay.
I think Tommy is looking for that person that has the smarts to help him with the mistakes he normally makes.
Okay.
I really do. He needs that because the first thing he said to Diamond, I mean, again, even in this one, he said to Diamond, like, yo, you know what? You remind me of my peoples that said that shit. They said that same exact shit,
Mm-hmm.
and he was talking about Ghost. So he needs a person with a brain, like that's all brain. I think Diamond is all brain. He got bronze because he boxed, but he's definitely all brain.
Okay, so let's put into perspective, right?
Okay.
Is their dynamic as a duo sustainable for the entire series?
No, because Tommy's too much of a hothead, and Diamond eventually gonna say, "Oh, this is too much for me." Not to mention, Diamond is on parole with somebody
There
on
you
his
go.
neck.
That's
Stuff
what I
like
wanted
that.
you to say.
Yeah,
Diamond's gonna get caught up fucking with Tommy.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And see, I think Diamond's too smart. I honestly think Diamond is smart. So
Right.
I feel like I'm telling you, I think Diamond is going to show us why he's Diamond. I'm telling you, he's going to show us why he was the leader in the beginning in the first place. Why he was the one still keeping shit under control. Why he was in prison, regardless what Jannard talking about. Yeah, you was outside, but I was still doing and handling shit while I was in jail.
We'll see. Let's talk about Vic's.
So,
Go ahead.
what else could he show us that's different from what he's already shown us? He's already shown
The
us that
same
he's
thing.
level. He's willing to kill. He makes them. He knows what to do with the money, and he fucks bitches. What else is there to do?
Right. He has to get to the point of Ghost. See, what we're looking at, we're looking at the beginning stage of these guys. So no, Tommy is not. Think about it. He only got a barbershop, bro. He ain't got a club. He don't got restaurants.
Nah.
I'm telling you, he gonna get there, bro.
Gio, listen. Diamond don't have those aspirations, bro. Diamond like to be low key, and Diamond want to be like Ghost was secluded, right? Like I'm Ghost, I'm a monk.
Ghost was very low key, bro.
Diamond want to be amongst the people in Chicago, whatever, like that. Like we got the barbershop stuff like that. Like I don't see Diamond wanting to be like this Ghost character, whatever, like that. Like I think Diamond want to make money, be comfortable, but low key, Diamond could be like what it is right now and be good. Tommy pushes Diamond to me a little bit,
right? Because look where Diamond's at right now. Where he's at right now is not good. Any given time, Jannard can do some bullshit, put him in some shit. Where he's at right now, he is not top shotter. He is not calling all the shots. So he is not good, I'm telling you. Even look at when Ghost was calling all the shots. He still had people that he wasn't good with that was a little bit higher up that he was trying to get rid of. I'm telling it's still the same thing. Right. He may not have the same goals as Ghost, but he's gonna have to follow in those footsteps, or he's gonna have to learn to be even better.
I guess we shall see. Let's talk about Vic's rock bottom in this episode. So Vic goes to the little bodega, stuff like that. He grabbing alcohol bottles, off the shelf or whatever. Shorty see him in the back, like he want to have some fun. He in the back trying to get some top. The clerk bumping on the door. He done robbed the freaking bodega for $100. Gave her 50 himself. He get arrested. His dad belly mouth. How you feel about that thing? He's rock bottom. Right
that
there.
Shit ain't make no sense, man.
Not at all.
You supposed to be big dog. You supposed to be next in line. You want to be next in line. Or you want to take over your dad's shit and get rid of your dad. However your thought process is. Who was Shorty and where the fuck did she come from?
She was shopping at stores, regular store. She was at.
Right. Tell me, come on, Shal, because I know you felt the way I felt. I thought it was a setup or something. It's like something somebody said that.
I think it's a setup because she was just lurking too hard.
Okay.
Too fucking hard, and out of nowhere she just pop up. Out of nowhere she giving away pussy, and that she didn't even make a deal. Most prostitutes I know make a deal first.
I mean, I remember she
didn't
thought.
negotiate shit.
Yeah, you kind of right. Because when I look at the scene,
but that was. I'm skeptical about her, but that was his rock bottom. Never have we seen him actually rob a store and fuck a bitch in the broom closet.
Yeah.
So he's definitely hit the lowest of the lowest, and then all of a sudden, he's drinking at the aisle, walking out the store with the bottle, drinking in the car, and have to spill on his shirt so everybody can smell the alcohol.
Yeah.
But then he gets fucking tased.
Yeah.
If he was black, we already know what would happen.
But in Chicago, he'd be dead. Yeah.
He'd be dead. Right.
Yeah. Okay. But like I said, Dad does bail him out and stuff like that. We'll get to that later on. We do get to when Miguel is with the guy, right? So Miguel's basically like, listen, the Serbs hit us today. Like, they coming to kill us. And if it wasn't for, us being ready to shoot back, they would have robbed us right away. He want to hit back. Now, his boss at the club, he's like, nah, don't do it. Because I don't want the war, I don't want to mess up the money or stuff like that. And Miguel not liking it. So how you see this happening, Michelle, this whole thing playing out between Miguel and his boss and stuff like that over there?
At the end of that conversation, he looked shook as shit.
Miguel?
Yes.
Yeah, he did. He did.
He was. He looked super shook.
Yeah.
Like I said, everybody got a boss. Now, he was told to sit still,
Yeah.
but we automatically know what's going to happen
Yeah.
because he's not going to sit still. He has to retaliate.
Right.
So what's going to happen after that is going to be the question. We'll probably see that answers episode 3 or 4.
Okay. How you felt about him, Miguel, and his boss in that scene right there, bro?
Yo, again, I thought Miguel was the boss till I seen the bald head dude making all
It's
the
always a boss, bro. What you mean?
Yeah, like he was talking filthy. He
was.
did look shook.
He told her, he said, "We'll get your sister. I'm gonna knock her off. Let my boys in Mexico knock her off. Then we're gonna kill her." I was like, "Oh my god!"
Right, but notice the person that wasn't sitting at that table to hear that was that grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel she would have got him killed right then and there saying some shit like that. But
that could be true. That could be true.
like, why do I feel the grandma has more power than that guy? I don't know.
She might got more respect. You know, she older. You know what I mean? She's been around for a while. She probably who put Miguel on. You know what I'm saying? So,
and probably know his moms. Right. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Let's talk about Gennard's issues that continue. So the Serbs are back, and he promised them these corners, which Tommy and Diamond have, so they can't get it. So they said, we're going to tax you every time we see you until we get our corners, basically. But he had to give them the money that he owed Miguel. So he kind of back in a bad place. So how you feeling about them Serbs, and they keep coming after Gennard there for the these corners?
They told him to fix it. He ain't fix it.
He can't. They're not his corners to fix.
They fix it. You know? So if that be the case, he gonna be paying them for a long time up until the day he died. Gennard's in a bad spot.
Yeah.
He's in a very, very bad spot between, like I said at the beginning, 4 different teams.
Yeah.
So this one, he won't be able to wiggle himself out of.
Yeah.
He could probably hide from Miguel and them for a little bit.
Yeah.
But the Serbs, they seem to find every fucking body.
They do.
Yeah.
All right. How you felt about that when it came to
So you know how I feel about Gennard anyway. So it seems to me, Gennard is he's in such of a bad spot. He sounds like he's gonna have to run to Tommy and Big Brother soon. You feel me? Right.
I see that happening too. That's a good call, eh?
Yeah. Like, because I mean, like it's too much now. Like your team is seeing the weakness, right? They see the blood coming out of you. They're like piranhas. They see the blood coming out of you. They smell it. The Serbs is taking money that you owe Miguel, so that puts you in the spot now to give. Like, what are you going to do for Miguel now that you gave the Serbs some of Miguel's bread?
Right. It's bad. It's bad. Like Michelle been saying the whole day. He's in a bad. He's in
a bad spot.
I might even leave Chicago if I was that nigga. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it's bad for him, yo.
Or I'd get the killing. Something. Yeah. One gotta give.
Yeah. All right, let's move on, man. So we see when he does bail him out, Vic, I guess, again, that was rock bottom. I guess he was sobered up from being in a drink tank with her for a while, and he does agree, okay, I'll help you, but Claudia's out right now. With Walter. He does tell her that, and then Walter eventually does go to Claudia, and like we said, tells him, man, Victor's in, you're out, you're not a man, blah, blah, blah. How you feel about Victor finally saying, okay, I'll help you, I'm in, let's do it, and then, the next scene with Claudia. How you feel about that, Michelle?
Everybody got a ploy. Everybody has a ploy, okay? It's just another chess piece. Right. Of course, Victor is Victor is eventually going to oblige. But then Claudia, as we saw, is going to be upset. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, we got to see how this is going to play out. I honestly think the way Claudia is moving, she's going to off one of them two, if not both of them eventually.
Oh, so you can.
Um, next we got oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, I actually first. Go ahead. I'm sorry. My fault. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I think you think Claudia's gonna off them too. See, I think Claudia's gonna get smoked.
My
I think.
Tommy.
Well,
Yes.
well, well. We know Victor later on says at the grave again. He was trying to take Walter down from the inside. I think Claudia is going to also try to take Walter down. I do think she's gonna get smoked. I agree. E. But I think before she does that, she's gonna try to take Walter down. Like, I'm tired of this being like this little girl who can't get her way or whatever like that. Not get her way,
Right.
but get up or whatever like that. So I do see that as well. But she'll eventually get smoked. This season, it's her last season right here, Claudia.
Yep. I'm telling you.
We put money on it. What's that?
Ooh.
I put money on it. I think she done.
Oh.
Whatever the bet is. What, $5, $10, lunch? Whatever you want to do.
What?
DoorDash? How you want to do it? What?
So we're bidding up. No, I'm joking.
So Tommy and Diamond's plan does work. They're able to infiltrate and get to the Serbs and stuff like that, and get that, and well, between the Serbs and the Mexicans, and they're able to get all the product, stuff like that. And then when Miguel rolls up, they left a Serb there, make it feel like it was the Serbs to keep that war going. How you feel about how to play it out, E? The whole thing.
I thought that was very genius. I really did. I was like, yo, that shit is perfect timing. Because now what ballhead Poppy gonna say when son come back and say, yeah, them Serbs you told me not to touch took all the product.
Right. Yeah.
So since I can't touch them, what product do we have now?
Yeah.
What we moving? What we making money with? That's one. Number two, them niggas got to make sure they shit is real tight. Nobody knows nothing. Real tight, because that's also a dangerous game.
Yeah, and they got their products, so
right.
moving it, people don't know they're moving it. How you feel about the whole thing with the plan and how it went through, Michelle?
So I agree with E. That was a very smart plan, but I think that's going to be the era of demise. Is folks figuring out whose product that is, because if they're not moving their own product, who the fuck is? And then they're gonna find out whose hands it's in, and that's when it's gonna come back to Diamond and Tommy.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it can come back to them because they're already moving their product. Like right now, if they went to the streets right now, the product that they have is his.
Well,
it's Miguel's.
They got to change the packaging first of all. Number one, you know what I mean?
Right.
Easily, but. Besides that, I don't know. I'm with Michelle because
slow grind. Nah, you just slow grind.
You gotta be slow, yeah.
Y'all think they gotta go out there and just straight serve it like it is? No, slow grind. Do it
slow
however
grind,
you're doing right now.
The other point is they're all making go think it's in the possession of the Serbs, so that buys Tommy and Diamond more time too.
That's true. Yep. So lastly, we get here as Tommy's at the light. The guy's a part of Gennard's crew. Does try to put a hit on him. Well, he takes shots at Tommy. And, of course, the little girl got killed, 8-year-old Carol, which then gets the detective to come down there and tell the FBI lady that, okay, we're going to be able to help you get that task force, get these murders off the street. So how you feel about, one, that he went against Gennard and still trying to shoot Tommy, and the fact that this now done got the police saying, okay, we're going to do more. Let me ask Michelle. Go ahead. Hold on.
Well, that guy got to go. So either Diamond or Gennard are going to put him down.
Yeah.
But for me, from a cinematic perspective, I didn't like that scene at all.
Me either.
Either.
It was unnecessary. It was unnecessary.
It was unnecessary. It was definitely unnecessary. Yeah.
It was unnecessary, and it was just shot so slow and dry and just weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, homie got to go because now he's what didn't exist before was the task force is now being brought on by the actions of him. Mm-hmm. When he was already told to back off and let it just die down for a second. We'll retaliate a little bit for was it Cheeky or Cheesy?
Yeah, Chewy.
For Chewy. Somewhere in the future. But right now, this is not the time. And you acted anyway. So he got to go. Yeah. And then hopefully everybody could duck and dodge because now the task force is coming about in the next couple episodes.
What do you think, E, about him taking a shot at Tommy and all that stuff?
All right, so it made me think about what Diamond said to Tommy, like, "Yo, don't do this, don't do that," about killing the firstborn. Mm-hmm. And he was like, "What? Yeah, nah, fuck that. I respect and stuff." And he's like, "Bro, this is Chicago."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting that to the point of when they say this is Chicago, I guess they meaning that not everybody listens, and some people still decide to take shit into their own hands, regardless of what is being said and what is supposed to be followed. Because in the New York streets, they were a little different. You feel me? They weren't. How can I say it? They weren't. They followed protocol. They knew how to move to where it was like real quick and neat. Out in Chicago, they slaying. He just slaying. So the nigga pulled up, thought he was just gonna slay, missed. Just like the goofy talking shit when a nigga roll up on you with a hoodie, man. They like it's like they don't give a fuck. They don't care. Yeah. I guess he just ready to die for it.
All right. How we rate the episode, Michelle? 1 to 10.
6.5.
E.
I give it a 7. I gave it a 7.
Okay, I'm gonna roll with a 7.5. I like the action, I guess. I like the shooting in that episode, so that gave me more thoughts. But anyway, that's episode 2. Go ahead, Michelle.
I give it 6.5 because unlike the original Power series, unlike Raising Kanan and Power Book 2, I feel like we could actually sit down and write this story. And that's what I don't want to feel like as a viewer.
Yeah. It's no real surprises at all.
Yeah.
No twists, nothing like that. It's just like meat and potatoes, like straight through. Yeah, I agree with you.
You know, honestly, if they don't pick it up, this probably be the last season we see. That's how I feel about it.
Yo, what's crazy is that they had it. They should have had and I don't want to say this, but they should have had Tariq and his boy go to Chicago because they on the run from the people from the chick from book 2. Now I mean with Tommy, like that's what they should have did. I'm sorry.
We may see that.
And that be my problem with people with the toy boxes, bro. They be scared to play in their toy box, bro. Yeah. Like you see what people love. People love when you connect shit and shit makes sense and it's like oh. So I don't understand why that hasn't been done already.
Yeah,
like for real.
Yeah.
When Tariq and them pulled off, that's exactly
where we should have went right Chicago. Yeah, you know what I mean.
And then we could have got more shit like with Diamond talking to Tariq saying like, "Yo, you remind me of somebody." Yeah. And Diamond like, "Oh, I heard that."
Diamond ain't like Ghost, man. Y'all know why I keep saying that.
Nah, I'm just saying like, cause y'all looking at it as like I'm saying he's exactly like Ghost. I'm saying he's a thinker like Ghost. Ghost was a thinker. He thinks. Yeah. He really does think, man. Think about it. He thinks before he does anything.
Yeah. But anyway, thanks guys for coming on. We'll be back next week with another episode 3 in that review. On time, people. Both of these people will be on time, of course. I appreciate you guys watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be back on Tuesday for my football show, Beyond the Trenches, and then me and E will be back next weekend for another Ahsoka episode. So, Michelle, happy you back. Happy you back on the Revamp channel.
Yeah, we're glad you're back.
See you. And for that, we out.